Okay, so the first thing that's happening this morning is a tutorial on how to set up your terrain and stuff for Dropzone Commander. Like many war games, Dropzone Commander is really reliant on terrain, and it looks spectacular. But so they're going to be setting up the tables, completely transforming the room. Be completely transformed, and they'll be learning about the density of terrain, the important thing of line of sight and fire corridors and stuff. So every attendee has about half the terrain underneath on their side. So they'll each get to set up a half of the table or so. Anyway, I think it's time to get started, so I'm going to hand over to Dave, and we will watch this room be transformed. Dave, take it away.
Awesome. Okay, can you guys hear me all right? Yeah. Nice. Right, first off is the actual tabletops themselves, which will be dished out amongst all the tables. You have somewhere to put all your buildings. In Dropzone, terrain density is really important. You don't want to have too much or too little. You've all got about the right number of buildings per table. They're all underneath each table. You see it's about 15 buildings for a 4x4-ish, you know, between big-ish buildings and smallish buildings, that's about right. You want to spread them out fairly evenly throughout the table. Make sure you've got a few good corridors of fire. Don't put buildings on top of the roads or anything like that. The only thing that's, for the first scenario that we'll be playing, the only thing that's really important is that you've got a nice big building in the middle, right slap bang in the middle of the board, and then a medium or large building on the left and right across the centre line of the table. Smaller missions don't have as many objectives as larger ones, and generally the objectives are in the middle. So it's fairly straightforward to set up your first table. You've also got a couple of drills, which are, for the first game, just going to be put somewhere cool, just for the look of the thing, and they'll function as objectives in other games, but in mission 1 they'll just be, you know, on the table looking cool. And you've got a few wreck cars as well to space out around to add a bit of character and life to the board. So, okay, I think without further ado, we'll get the mats out for everyone. You also got trees and stuff as well to put on grassy areas and stuff like that. So just go for it, really. I'll be going around and checking and see where you put things and giving you a bit of advice here and there, but it's pretty straightforward. On that, let's get on with it.
And bam, we're off to a flying start. First thing we did was pass out the mats. These are all flocked and ultra detailed. Everybody got to grips with putting out the terrain really quickly. For this first scenario, they just need a big building in the middle and then 2 smaller buildings to the side. But you've got to be careful of those lanes of fire, because if you leave a big open channel, well, shooty stuff wins.